Hello, and today in Photoshop we'll be learning how to replicate this tree. It's a tree made up of people. It has a fake background behind it, and it's a dance studio advertising their dancers. In your files folder you'll actually see that we have some photos down at Riddell Beach, and we're going to use these shots to create this tree here. You can see the trunk and the grass down here, and we're going to start with that one today. Now we're going to use this photo here. It has a background which we'll remove later on, but first things first, we need to get this into a format that we can add all the other dancers above, which we can't do in this one because there isn't space. And so we'll head off to here, grab a new Photoshop document. I'd recommend starting with a print document and choosing something that you're familiar with, an A4 document, just because it actually automatically gives us the height we will need to create our dance tree. So first things first, as we said, we'll get that one there. So Control A will actually select that whole document there. Control C will copy it, and then we can drop it into here. You'll notice though that it's much too large for that to happen, so you go up to Edit and you can go to Transform. Free Transform will do the same thing, but Transform you can do each individual one, worth practicing. Okay, so down we go. We'll move it across and get it about right and get it into position, and you can see we've got the beginnings already of our trunk down there. The next part we need to do is organise the branches and the leaves section, and we've got this one that's covered. Now we need to isolate our dancers from this background, and it'll actually be pretty hard to do because you'll notice that the colour of the dancers is reflected with the colour of the actual surroundings. So if we duck up to here to the quick select tool, if you right click on it you actually also get the magic wand tool, but we're going to work with quick selection today, and the modern versions of Photoshop have this option here, a select subject option. So if you click on that, it will try and find the subject in the photo for you, and it's done a pretty good job of that. It has missed a couple of bits and pieces, so we're going to clean that up now. If you hold down the Alt and use the mouse wheel, that will zoom in for you, and you then need to pick the size of brush that you want to work with up here for adding in extras in the quick selection. I'm going to go about 22, and you can see here it's got a plus. It's a circle with a plus on it. So if I click from here and push out, it's going to add to my selection. Sometimes it grabs bits over here, and if I don't want them, hold down Alt and you'll notice it changes to a minus, and then we can remove the parts that we need there. It tries to choose the subject. It missed the hair up here, so again, just select, push it out. We don't have to be too exact actually at this point, because we can Alt to get rid of those bits. We can keep zooming in to be more accurate if you want to, but we can actually clean this up later when we are inside our main document. So that's not a bad start. Remember, of course, Control C for copy, back to our document. Oh, and I forgot to apply the transformation. You've got to make sure you do that. So I'll just quickly duck over to Edit again, Scale, shrink it down, make it to suit. There we go, and then click away to apply the transformation. Okay. Now I still have my dancer from over here copied, so if I paste Control V, I'll put it in here, and you can see she's much too big currently for this scene, but we will move her across, and you can see it's added a new layer over here behind me, just down here, and we can zoom her in to suit as well. Edit, Transform and Scale to shrink her down. Now your first job today is to collect all of your dancers, and each one, quick selection, select the subject, see what happens and which part has been picked, Alt and the mouse wheel to zoom in, you can see this time it's collected these parts here, so we'll just get rid of those the best we can and try and stretch it back up. Might need a slightly smaller one. And for each of them, we're selecting the best we can. Ooh, missed that part there. Got the rock behind. So for each of the dancers, we're copying them and placing them in this one here. And again, you can see without transforming, it reverts back if you jump away from the tab. So we'll need to add that one again. As you've adding all of these in, once you've added them all in, you can then clean up the little bits and pieces that have been missed. Here with a white background makes it easier to do, and scale each of these. So we click each layer and scale them, and then you can place them where they want to be, or where you want them to be in the scene. So that you can then head off and start building your tree. Once you've done all of the ones that you think are appropriate for your scene, then you need to start using the tutorials from earlier about changing and removing backgrounds, and remove the backgrounds here and add in your own one. You can use a nice starry sky like in the tutorials, or you can add any form of background that you want in here.